What if the moment you worked for your whole life cost you everything that mattered? What if the woman who nursed you back to health used that time to quietly erase you? What if love, late in life, was just another illusion? These are stories of men who thought they had it all figured out until everything changed. Welcome to Story Space. When she was 6, she used to draw me pictures and tape them to my office door. Little stick figures, crooked hearts, and always, the words, me plus daddy. I kept every single one in a shoebox under my bed. I told myself I'd give it to her on her wedding day. She's 34 now, married, living 3 states away, and I haven't heard her voice in almost 9 months, not since Christmas. I send texts. I leave voicemails. Hey, just checking in. Love you. She never responds. Or if she does, it's a dry, thanks, Dad, after 3 days. People say, kids grow up, they get busy. Number, this is different. This isn't busyness. This is distance, and I built every damn mile of it. You see, I wasn't the soft kind of dad. I was the get good grades or try again dad. The you don't need to cry over a C dad. I showed love through structure, through lectures, through making sure the bills were paid, the car was safe, and the fridge was full, but I didn't always show it through listening, especially when it came to her mother, I won't lie. The divorce was messy, painful. She stayed with me during the week and with her mom on weekends. She never said much, just packed her bag quietly and went where she was told. At 16, she slammed the door after an argument and said, "You only love me when I act like you." At 18, she left for college and never looked back. I thought she'd come around. That age would soften her memory of me. That one day she'd realize I only pushed her because I believed in her. But maybe that's the problem. I pushed, and I never pulled her close when she needed it most. The last time we spoke, really spoke, was after her wedding. I gave a speech, choked up halfway through, told her she'd always be my little girl. She hugged me, tears in her eyes. I thought maybe, just maybe, we'd turned a corner. Then I made the mistake of offering advice on how they should manage their money. Old habits die hard. She stopped responding after that. My wife, my second wife, says I need to give her space, that she'll come back when she's ready. But what if she doesn't? What if I used up all her love on rules and expectations? What if the shoebox full of drawings is all I'll ever have? So now I sit in the kitchen some nights and write her letters I never send. I write what I should have said when she was hurting. I write "I'm sorry" more times than I can count. And sometimes I whisper it into the phone before the voicemail kicks in. If you're a parent, listen to me. Discipline matters, structure matters, but tenderness, that's what they remember. Don't just raise a strong child, raise a child who still wants to call you at 34, because silence between parent and child is the loudest sound you'll ever hear. I never thought I'd say this out loud, but my biggest regret in life isn't what I lost. It's who I trusted. You grow up thinking blood means loyalty. My brother, Tom, he was 3 years younger, but always walked a step ahead. Charming, loud, quick to laugh, even quicker to lie. But I was the steady one, the builder, the guy who held the flashlight while Dad fixed the car and learned to keep quiet when people talked over him. Together, we started a contracting business after Dad passed. I fronted the money, handled the permits, did the hard labor. Tom? He talked to clients, shook hands, smiled wide. Everyone loved him, including Rachel. She was a client at first, big brown eyes, this quiet confidence, and we ended up working on her place for 6 weeks, long enough for me to fall for her. I asked her out the day we finished her kitchen. She said yes. It wasn't fireworks. It was better, comfortable, real, the kind of love that shows up with soup when you're sick and knows when you need silence more than words. We were together 2 years. I was thinking of proposing. Even told Tom. "Don't wait too long," he said, pouring another whiskey. "Women like her. They don't stay on the shelf forever." I didn't catch the look in his eye then, but I remember it now. One Friday, I stopped by her place unannounced. I had the ring in my pocket. There was a truck in the driveway. Tom's. I thought maybe he was dropping off something from the job site, but when I stepped inside, I knew. I just knew. Voices, laughter. The kind of laughter you don't fake. The kind I hadn't heard from her in weeks. I didn't knock. Didn't say a word. Just walked back to my truck and drove until my hands stopped shaking. Later, she told me it just happened. That they didn't mean to. That it was complicated. But betrayal isn't complicated. It's sharp, clean, immediate. Tom tried calling, said it wasn't serious, that I was being dramatic, said it was just one of those things. You know what one of those things is? A wrecking ball with a grin. We haven't spoken since. He still runs the company. He bought me out 6 months later. Said it was better for everyone. I rebuilt, different town, smaller clients, no more partnerships, no more illusions. Funny thing is, I'm not bitter. Not anymore. I just don't confuse shared blood with shared values. And I don't hand out trust like candy on Halloween. Sometimes I still think about her. Not with anger, with sadness. She could have been my home. But she chose the guy who never knew how to stay. And so if you've got a brother like mine, charming, slippery, always one joke away from your girl's attention, just know this. It's okay to walk away. It's okay to cut ties. And it's okay to protect your peace. Because some betrayals don't stab you in the back. They smile while holding your heart. We were married for 32 years. You'd think by then I'd have figured her out. Her silences, her signals, the way she said, "I'm fine," with that little pause in the middle. But life gets loud, doesn't it? Loud enough to drown out the whispers of someone slowly giving up beside you. Her name's Linda, and for most of our marriage, she was everything I wasn't. Soft where I was hard, patient when I got short, and always thinking 2 steps ahead. She made holidays beautiful, remembered our kids' friends' birthdays, and somehow made meatloaf taste like a Sunday roast. And I brought home the paycheck. I fixed the leaky faucet. I mowed the lawn every Saturday without fail. But somewhere in all that routine, I stopped seeing her. Not because I didn't love her. I just assumed she knew. I stopped saying it. I stopped showing it. I thought it was obvious. Turns out it wasn't. It started with little things. She stopped asking me to go to the farmer's market, started making dinner just for one. I'd come home late from work and find her already in bed, reading with the lamp on, her back to me. She still kissed me goodnight, but it felt polite. Then, one morning she said, "I booked a cabin for the weekend, by myself." Just like that, no fight, No accusations, just a quiet announcement over oatmeal and coffee. I laughed, thought she was joking. She wasn't. That weekend, the silence in the house hit different. It wasn't peaceful. It was hollow. Like I was living inside a version of myself I didn't like very much. When she came back, she looked lighter. Like a piece of her returned that I hadn't noticed was missing. I asked her, "Did you miss me?" She said, "I missed who I used to be." That one cut deep. That night, I walked through the house and noticed all the photos. Our wedding, the kids as babies, vacations I barely remembered because I'd been on my phone the whole time. Moments she'd held onto while I'd been chasing promotions and beating traffic. I didn't cheat. I didn't lie. I just forgot to love her. Forgot that love needs watering. Not just promises made years ago, but daily, quiet effort. Since then, I've been trying. I cook more. I listen more. I hold her hand when we walk through the grocery store, not because it's romantic, but because it reminds me she's still here. She hasn't left. But I know now she could have. So, if you're reading this and you're in a long marriage, don't assume. Don't assume she knows how much you love her. Don't assume she'll wait forever to be seen. Don't assume routine means contentment. Look her in the eyes and ask, "Are you still happy with me?" And mean it. Because the saddest sentence I've ever heard from the woman I love was this: "I missed who I used to be." Used. Trust doesn't always break with a scream. Sometimes it fades with a signature or a silence. If any part of these stories stirred something in you, we invite you to share it in the comments. Whether you've lived through something like this or you just want to support those who have, this space is for you. Subscribe to Story Space for more true stories told from the heart.